Hello YouTube, Retro Nostalgia Fan here, and today I'm going to do another vinyl update. But before we get to that, I just want to say thank you so much for 90 subscribers. I appreciate you all, and it's very nice that my channel is getting a little bigger, but I'm going to start getting some better equipment, camera equipment, and I'm going to try to learn how to edit things a little bit more. But for now, videos are still going to look casual as usual, but picture quality will get better over time. I promise. But for now, let's talk about vinyl. So, for those in the vinyl community, about a year or two ago, I actually made a vinyl update video. It wasn't as popular as some of my more Thomas or Beatles collection videos, but I decided, you know what, I gotta start doing more of those so that way people get more views on those. So, let's talk about more vinyl. I got it. Now, most of these you've probably seen in my little trilogy collection, vinyl collection video. But, some of them you're gonna see again on here, and some of them you're not. They're gonna be new. But I just haven't really talked about them before when I got them individually, so yeah, let's talk about these. So we're going to start off with some 45s. We got this. I got this actually back in high school. This is the Zombies on Repo 5. This is a basically a Decca style EP from the UK. It's in mono, and the thing about it is that this is the only Zombies record I own, but it's basically the Zombies Broadcast 66 with Rod Skelton. And the thing about it is that it looks like the Decca label, but I've seen this label brand before. It's basically a knockoff Decca label. I've seen this company. They made a lot of unique record store days from Britain, where they made animal records from the Animals, some R&B. They make a lot of R&B and blues albums. They even did some with the Beatles too, but it was like their live stuff. It was mainly did a lot of like live releases or more R&B and blue bands from the 60s. But some of their products looked more like EMI records. And then the others looked like Decca. This one looked more like Decca. But I like how they recreated the Decca label, kind of, except it's not called Decca. It's called R&B Records, which is really cool. I don't know why it doesn't say R&B Records on here. It just says Repo 5. Repo 5. But the record plays really good. The sound quality is not the best. I don't know if it was digitalized or not, but it's definitely not the best sounding EP. And I got this one in 2018. I got it at Electric Fetus. Sadly, they closed down in Duluth, Minnesota, so they don't open anymore, which is sad. They only have one Electric Fetus left in the United States, and that's in the Twin Cities. But if there is any other Electric Fetus outside of Minnesota, let me know and comment down the video. So that was the Zombies. Alright, up next we got The Game of Love, back with Since You've Been Gone by Wayne Fontana and the Mindbenders. The Mindbenders. The Game of Love is a classic single. I love this single. This is an original 1965 UK first pressing. The US counterpart, the B-side, was Groovy Kinda Love, whereas the B-side in the UK version was Since You've Been Gone. And it's not a bad B-side. It's okay. Game of Love, though, is a classic. I love this song. It was a #1 hit in the US. In the UK, it was #2, I believe. It was either #2 or #1 in the UK as well, but it was a little bit more popular in the US. I've heard it was popular. Obviously, it was popular in the UK, but like it wasn't as popular as it was when it was released in the United States. But still, this is a classic masterpiece. I love this. It's a great pop song. It sounds as good as like a Beatles song, early Beatles song. Next up, we got some American 45s, since I'm from the United States. But we got Billy Preston, Nothing from Nothing, back with My Soul's a Witness, which are great. This is a great single. This is the R&B masterpiece. I know this single was released in the UK, but of course the UK version has a solid or push out center, but this one doesn't, so this is a US version. But the thing about it is that Nothing from Nothing is a freaking great funky R&B song from Billy Preston. I love Billy Preston. He's considered the fifth Beatle. He worked with the Beatles on Get Back and Don't Let Me Down, so it makes sense why he makes really good stuff. And My Soul's a Witness, I have the album with that song. The B-side and the A-side are from two different Billy Preston albums. My Soul's a Witness is on, I can't remember the album. I don't have it with me right now. It's still at my parents' place. Some of my albums I still have to bring from my parents' place, but I'll get some more of my albums from my parents' place back to my apartment. But I have the album. It came out in 1972. It has Will It Go Around in Circles on there and My Soul's a Witness. It's a great Billy Preston album. But yeah, this is a great single. It sounds really good too, surprisingly. Next we get some Who. Hell yeah. In the UK, Who was on Track Records. Here it was on Decca. Here's the US version. This is Call Me Lightning, back with Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, sung by John Entwistle. Yeah, I want to get a UK pressing of this, but this US pressing doesn't sound too bad, honestly. This is in lovely shape. The record, I'll show you the record. Record's in really good shape, actually. Doesn't have any scratches whatsoever, so it plays perfectly. I cleaned it too. I love The Who. The Who is like one of my favorite bands of all time, other than the Beatles. That's The Who. The only... I have another Who single right here. This is The Real Me on Track Records, the US version, not the UK version. Back with I'm One. Great B-side, actually. It's on... Both of these songs are from Quadrophenia, though I think I'm One is actually more as a single-only song. Now looking at it, yeah, actually, yeah, the Real Me was on Quadrophenia. I'm One, I think it was also on Quadrophenia. Can't think of it on top of my head. I haven't heard Quadrophenia for 5 months now. This one is actually one of my first ever 45s I've ever owned, ever since I was 11 or 12 years old. And this is the first 45 I've ever owned. Actually, I was 11. This is Spill the Wine by Eric Burdon and War, back with Magic Mountain. I love this single. This is a great single. Came out in the UK as well, but this single is one of my favorite singles from War. Again, Eric Burdon from The Animals kicks ass on the vocals here. His voice has raw energy, and I love it. And it's the first single I ever owned. It's in great shape, too. I took really good care of it, even when I was 11. Alright, next up is Electric Light Orchestra, Telephone Line, back with Poor Boy. This is the picture sleeve. I love Telephone Line. This is one of my favorite ELO songs. The beginning riff, the beginning lyrics are so emotional. I love how Jeff sings the beginning of this one. Jeff Lynne, he sings beautifully. It gets where it has motion and energy in it. But yeah, Telephone Line, this is the United Artists pressing. It's a first pressing, the first US pressing. And back with Poor Boy. This one's sound quality is not as good. This one doesn't sound as good as the other singles I brought up. Doesn't have the best sound quality. That's with most singles, honestly. But the song is great, though. Speaking of Wayne Fontana and the Mindbenders, here is a US single with Groovy Kinda Love. Ironically, even though I said it was the B-side on the US single, it also had it had another single with the same song on there. I'm like, what the heck? That's weird. But yeah. Groovy Kind of Love. Back with Love Is Good. Love Is Good, too corny. Like Wayne Fontana and the Mindbenders, I only liked 4 songs from them. Since You've Been Gone, The Game of Love is my favorite. It's everyone's favorite Wayne Fontana and Mindbender song. Groovy Kind of Love is not bad. That one's charming. It's a little sweet, corny song. And then the other one I really liked was their cover of That's a really good song. The original is a classic by Major Lance, but the Fontana, Wayne Fontana and the Mindbenders version is really more acoustic, which I like. It sounds really good. Alright, we got some Elton John here. I got 2 Elton John singles. We got Honky Cat back with Slave. This is a US first pressing. This one, again, just like Telephone Line, not in the best condition. And not the best sound quality either. But this one is a fun single. It's a great single. This one is a fun single. By Uni Records. Alright, next up is another Elton John. This one sounds really good. The sound quality on this one sounds lovely. This is Club at the End of the Street, back with Sacrifice. Sacrifice, this is the original company sleeve too, by the way. But Sacrifice is not a bad single. Like, it's not a bad B-side, but Club at the End of the Street is such a good song. It's such a catchy 80s song. Can't believe it's from 1984. Maybe not 1984. I don't remember, but it's an 80s song. I just know that. It's a really good 80s song, we'll just say that. It's one of my favorite Elton John's 80s songs. And then I'm Still Standing is a classic. That's everyone's favorite 80s Elton John hit. But Club at the End of the Streets is another great 80s song. His voice still sounds good. It hasn't got lowered pitched voice, because I know Elton John throughout the years, eventually his voice, he couldn't sing higher pitch anymore when he got a little older. It started happening in like the 90s or 2000s. But nevertheless, I love Elton John and I respect him very much. It's amazing he has, like, him and his husband has a kid now, and he's really focused on taking care of his kid, so that makes me happy for him. I'm happy for him and his husband. But next on, we're going to talk about Beach Boys. This is the only Beach Boys 45 I have, and this is Shut Down, back with Surfin' USA. Surfin' USA is actually the A-side and Shut Down's the B-side, but this is probably a 1989 reissue. It's a reissue. It's a super oldie single. This one's sound quality is not that good. No surprise. It's in good shape. I don't see I don't see any scratches on it or severe scratches. But the single's it's not one of the strongest. I mean, Surfin' USA is great, but Shut Down, it's okay. It's not as good as 409 in my opinion. Alright. Surfin' USA. Next up is the 2015 Record Store Day reissue. This came out in the UK, Canada, and United States. This is Jimmy Page's solo single, which is extremely rare to find a first pressing, but they reissued it in 2015 with She's Just Satisfied, back with Keep Moving. Is actually a really good single. I'm surprised this didn't sell well back in the 60s. Like, this is a good single. Like, Jimmy Page from Led Zeppelin and the Yardbirds. This is fucking fantastic. Why was this not released more often? Like, why did this single sell so terrible? It's sad, because I actually love this single. It had a more psychedelic garage rock sound, which I love. Came out in 1965. She Just Satisfies is a fantastic song. And then Keep Moving is there's no lyrics on it, but the instrumentation's really catchy. It's groovy. has a little tinge of like garage hard rock, which I love. Jimmy Page his guitar performances were like ahead of its time. So, but yeah, though. But the next single I got right here. Give me just a second. All right, Pretty Flamingo. This is a great Man for Man song. The B-sides, You're Still Standing. This is an original first pressing from 1966 when Paul Jones was still with Man for Man, right before he was replaced with another singer. I can't remember the second singer's name, but if you know, leave me in the comments down below this video. But yeah, this is a really... The A side is fabulous, but You're Still Standing By... I mean, You're Standing By... It's not really a good B-side. It's not that good. I know some Man for Man fans think some of their songs are hit or miss, especially the B-side. Alright, next up is another original first pressing is Do-Wah Diddy Diddy. Classic. I love this single. This was a popular single in all English countries. And the B-side was What You Gonna Do. I'm not a big fan of this one. I like the organ. I like the little organ Man for Man played. And as well as the instrumentations is more jazzy, but I'm not a big fan of Paul Jones's voice on What You Gonna Do. It sounds a little raspy, obnoxious. But I still like Man for Man. It's just some songs, Paul Jones, some of his vocals aren't the greatest in some songs. But anyway, next 45 is Hall & Oates, Man-Eater, back with Delayed Reaction. This one sounds really good. The sound quality on this one on RCA Records is fabulous. This one is in really good condition. Man-Eater is one of the first, well, it's not the first, it's the second Hall & Oates song I've ever heard, but the first song I've heard is You're Making My Dreams Come True. That's the first song I've ever heard from Hall & Oates, which, what I want, you got to find to do, lay burn a candle. I might have messed up a little bit of the lyrics, but that was the first song I've heard. You're Making My Dreams Come True is the first Hall & Oates song I've heard. But Delayed Reaction is actually a hidden gem in my opinion. I really, really like this song. Delayed Reaction, I don't know why that one didn't get a lot of praise, but it's such a I think it's a really good single, you know? I feel like some people just don't give underrated songs a chance sometimes. Some people. I don't know. I get tired of hearing all the hits sometimes. But now on to the Beatles. We got some Beatles here. Alright. First one I finally got an upgrade because my other one was warped. I used to have this one back when I was in middle school, when I was in grade 7, but now I don't have it, but now I do. And it's extracts from the album A Hard Day's Night. This is a 1980 pressing with a non-laminated cover, and it's a top loader. It's a top loader sleeve. As a kid, I thought this was actually the first EP with the top loader EP pictured sleeve design, but I found out first pressings were not only laminated, but they all actually were a normal side loader like this come out of the side, just like any other Beatles EP. But this one came out of the top for some reason. I don't know why EMI decided to do that in the 70s. And I found out there was different sleeve variations. The first pressings came with as a normal side loader, typical UK EP, or most EPs in general. And then in the 70s, mid-70s, they made it a laminated top loader, like this one's a top loader, but it's not laminated. And then in 1980 to 1981, when the EP box set, which I have, came with this EP, and all the sleeves were not laminated. However, this one was a top loader still. But this one's in near mint shape. It plays flawless. It's a late 70s pressing. It's like a 1977, 1978 pressing. It's a good pressing. It actually sounds really nice. Good sound quality. I also got a first pressing of this EP, which I'll make another vinyls update haul when I get some more vinyl. I actually got some more records to show. Alright, next up is another EP. This one, now these ones I have, but I wanted to get more original pressings. This is a UK second pressing of Beatles For Sale number 2 with a laminated EP cover. This is in beautiful shape. The one I showed you in my E45 collection was a third pressing. Some of these had third pressings in the 70s. This is a 1969 second pressing, a true second pressing. It plays flawless. It's in near mint shape. I'm very proud because this EP, and I got this for only $22. Like, I've seen second pressings go for bloody $100 to $110. This exact same pressing, and it's a 1969 pressing. But yeah, next up I got is Nowhere Man. This one is another one worth a lot of money, but I got this one for $15 from a bidding on eBay. This is a second pressing, not a first pressing, but the jacket is laminated once again. Beautiful shape. The front here is a little curved. It has curved up a little bit, which is annoying. But here's the record. It's a second pressing as well from 1969. Some of these EPs had 1969 pressings. Others just kept their first pressing until the late 70s when they got a redesigned pressing. And then two EPs kind of kept their 1969 pressings even, which there's only 2 EPs I can think of with that. That's Long Tall Sally and Magical Mystery Tour. Alright, so the next one I got is a 1970s pressing of Yesterday with a laminated flip back cover. This one's in beautiful shape, plays flawless. I have it's the same pressing as the 70s, just in a laminated sleeve. That's the only difference. So it's an earlier variant. 1970s pressing, late 70s in particular. So that's that. We got extracts from the film Hard Day's Night. This one, I've showed you this one before. This one's actually the same copy that I showed you in my EPs collection. The only difference is that the cover is actually not laminated. I'm sorry, this one is laminated. As you can tell right there, this one's laminated. Laminated flip backs. I just replaced the sleeve. The sleeve on this record, it's the same pressing. However, even though it's a 1970s pressing, I did not like the non-laminated covers. I wish they kept the laminated covers, so I replaced the jacket with a laminated sleeve. That's the only difference with this copy. It's the exact same copy that I had as a child that I got when I was in middle school. It's just that I replaced the jacket with a laminated jacket. So that's the nice part. Alright, this one's a nice one. This is a first pressing of Long Tall Sally. This is a UK first pressing. It's in not bad shape. It's in lovely shape. This one I just got just today, actually. So I'm very proud of owning this, a UK first pressing. This makes me very happy with the Soul and UK on the push-out center. And I got another one coming in the mail. Alright. Next up, we got Beatles number 1, 1969 pressing, laminated flipbacks. Here's the record, made in Great Britain. Under the word Beatles, it says made in Great Britain underneath. Alright, last 45 I got is All My Lovin' by the Beatles. This one's laminated. It's a 1969 pressing. It's laminated right here. But yeah, this one's in beautiful shape. And what's weird is that this one is a solid center. Very rare to find a 1969 solid center. The matrix number is -1 and -1N. So it's the first pressing. Well, okay, it's not a first pressing, but it has the same master tape cut from the first pressing used onto this 1969 pressing. That's what I meant to say. And that concludes all of my 45 vinyl update for my 45s. I hope you enjoyed this video, and you take care. Thank you, and bye-bye.